Have you ever actually stopped to think about your morning routine? You wake up, maybe you grab a coffee in a disposable cup, you toss a paper towel in the trash, throw away an empty cereal box. We do this every single day, right? Usually on complete autopilot. But I want to kick off this explainer by asking you a really simple yet totally profound question. What actually happens to our garbage after we throw it away? Like, where does away actually go? Well, the harsh reality of away is that throwing things out creates these massive, towering piles of waste in our landfills. Every single paper cup and little plastic wrapper really adds up. The environmental stakes here are absolutely huge. Think about it. We're constantly pulling natural resources from the earth, using them exactly once, and then just dumping them. And that is exactly why we need to fundamentally rethink our daily routines. We desperately need a better way to live that doesn't just end with a dump truck on a mountain of trash. So let's dive into this. Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to walk through a highly practical, step-by-step handbook for building sustainable everyday habits. We're going to use really simple, clear vocabulary to break down exactly how you can manage your household goods to protect the environment. Basically, we're taking big environmental concepts and turning them into a totally manageable daily routine. Here's our agenda for today. 1. The 3 R's explained. 2. Smart daily shopping choices. 3. Reusing items every day. 4. Sorting household recyclables. 5. Donating and selling goods. And 6. Finding local waste resources.
All right, section 1, the 3 R's explained. Let's get our simple vocabulary down for sustainable habits.
Our very first word is reduce. Now, to reduce simply means to create less waste in the first place, so that there's less stuff that even has to be recycled or thrown away. The absolutely crucial point here is that reducing is your very first line of defense. If you don't create the waste, you don't have to worry about where it goes. It's honestly the most powerful choice you can make for the environment. Next up is reuse. This means buying things that can be used again and again or figuring out another creative way that an item can be used. I really want to encourage you to look at common items in your house as having multiple lives. Like a glass jar isn't just trash when the jelly is gone, right? It's a brand new storage container waiting to be used. And finally, recycle. Recycling means instead of tossing an item in the garbage, you give it to a person or a company who will use it to make something totally new. Those old materials become the raw materials for new products, which dramatically saves our natural resources. Moving on to section 2, smart daily shopping choices. This is all about stopping waste before it even enters your home. So for your next grocery trip, try to buy in bulk or economy sizes to minimize all that extra packaging. Choose concentrates, things like juices or detergents where the water is removed, so you aren't paying for heavy, bulky packaging. Pick products in returnable containers whenever you can. Always avoid double packaged items, like a plastic bag shoved inside a cardboard box. And generally just opt for durable, long-lasting items over flimsy, single-use ones. This is exactly how you stop waste right at the source. But hey, reducing waste isn't just about physical garbage, it also applies to energy. When you're out shopping, choosing energy-efficient products, like fluorescent light bulbs instead of the traditional incandescent ones, is actually a massive step in reducing your household's overall environmental footprint. We also need to be incredibly smart about the kinds of chemicals we bring into our homes. Think about the difference between hazardous choices, like old mercury thermometers and toxic cleaning chemicals, versus safe, modern choices. A digital thermometer contains absolutely no mercury, and there are tons of safe household cleaners out there now. Making these simple, safe choices protects your family and keeps really hazardous waste completely out of our soil and water. Section 3, reusing items every day. Let's look at some super simple swaps for your routine. Choosing a durable ceramic mug over a disposable styrofoam cup means 0 plastic cups are being thrown away, period. Similarly, using an automatic air hand dryer means there are absolutely no paper towels going into the trash. These are incredibly simple one-time swaps, but they eliminate literally thousands of pieces of daily paper and plastic waste over the course of a single year. Here's another highly actionable tip you can use every day. Just bring your own thermos to work. Whether it's for hot coffee in the morning or ice-cold water in the afternoon, a reusable thermos completely removes the need to buy disposable drink bottles or cups while you're on the go. All right, section 4, sorting household recyclables. Let's talk about how to prepare your items properly. Now, a crucial point here is that you can't just toss things in a bin and hope for the best. You really have to prep them. You must rinse out all food completely, remove the caps and lids from your bottles, take off paper or foil labels if your local center requires it. Always flatten or tear down your cardboard boxes into neat bundles. And here is a big one that surprises a lot of people. Never, ever include pizza boxes. The grease actually ruins the cardboard for the whole recycling process. When you actually follow those steps, you get perfectly clean materials ready for a resource recovery facility. Properly prepped items are exactly what these companies need. They take clean, sorted aluminum cans and melt them down to create brand new ones. But if those cans are full of food waste, the entire system breaks down. Which brings us to Section 5, donating and selling goods, giving your household items a second life. Giving your larger household goods, like clothes and toys, a second life is incredibly easy. Clean, usable items can be given as donations to charities, which are just groups that help people in need. Depending on where you live, many local organizations will actually drive a truck right up to your front door to pick up old couches or bags of clothes. You literally don't even have to leave your house to keep these massive items out of the landfill. Or you can use consignment. This is where you lend an item, like a nice piece of clothing, to a store. The store sells it for you, and then they keep 20% to 60% of the sale price. It's a fantastic alternative to the trash bin that keeps perfectly good items in circulation and actually puts a few dollars back in your pocket. Finally, Section 6, finding local waste resources, knowing exactly where to look for help. So how do you find places to take tricky stuff? The best tool you have is your local phone directory. Start with the white pages. Check the blue section for government offices like City Hall to find out about curbside recycling. The gray section lists businesses alphabetically. Next, check the yellow pages. Here, businesses advertise by type, so you can easily look up things like scrap metal or automobile batteries. And finally, the golden rule. Always call ahead before bringing your items in to make sure they can actually take them. Okay, we've covered the 3 R's: smart shopping, reusing items, sorting, donating, and finding local resources. So I want to leave you with a quick challenge. Look around your house right now. What is one single item you can swap for a reusable alternative tomorrow morning? Could you grab a ceramic mug instead of plastic? Could you dig a thermos out of the cupboard? The power to change the environment doesn't start somewhere else. It starts with your very next daily routine. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.